if you wanted to make something like this would be a slab build, okay? This would be a tea light holder or candle holder of some kind versus a piggy bank. So whatever you make must hold something, okay? So if I'm gonna make a slab built construction, I've got this clay already here. I have my t-shirt that I've got folded in half. I'm gonna place that under my t-shirt, in between the t-shirt layers. I am actually gonna flatten it out as much as I can with my hand first before I set it under there. Okay, so I've got that. Then I'm going to take my rolling pin. The rolling pin, you have to push on the actual pin, not the handles that are not on this one, okay? I push nice and smooth, right? Nice and smooth, pressure. I can pull the t-shirt back. I can see how thin or thick it is. I can go a little bit thicker, thinner, right? So I'm gonna push that just a little bit more. I'm trying to make sure it's nice and even. Rotate my pressure. So I've got a pretty big, decent piece now, right? I can pull that off the t-shirt. It works pretty well. It's nice and smooth. Kind of looks like a large pancake. From here, I'm gonna show you kind of a different way to get to this box. I call it the tic-tac-toe. Okay, so for tic-tac-toe, you're gonna go just like this, like that, and like that. Can you see that? I know it's very faint. I'm gonna push a little deeper. I don't go very deep the first time in case I need to make an adjustment to my size. Right? So now I've got this, and I'm gonna go just like this. I happen to have a fork, and I'm gonna cut and pull apart those pieces that I just did the tic-tac-toe in, right? You can do this with a knife. You can do it with a fork. Wait till you see how it goes together very easily as the base of the bottom of a box or cube for a tea light. All right, so from here, because again, I'm working with fairly wet clay, I do not have to score and slip. I did make sure it's not connected to the t-shirt anymore. I'm gonna pull these sides up, and I'm just pushing them together, pinching them very slightly at the corners. Yep. And I'm going to push this up. Shouldn't hear any talking. You're watching. All right. So now I can smooth out my corners so that the tea light or whatever I end up putting in here isn't going to escape, right? I've got my finger on the inside to make sure I'm not pushing it apart, because I could easily just rip that apart again, and I don't want to. So I want to make sure that those are going to stay together, okay? If you scored it between, that would help the adhesion a little bit, would help them join together. So that's up to you. It depends on how long you've worked with the clay and how dry it is. All right, so now I can cut this down so that it makes a box. Again, this is slab construction, right? I rolled out the slab. I've cut it apart to make the box. Right? I'm actually going to tap the top of that down, see how straight it is. Doesn't look too bad, right? I've got my box. When it dries a little bit more, that's when I can start to cut the little holes and everything into it, or whatever design I want on the side. I made a small one. You can make a slightly bigger one. I made a small one so it fits under the document camera. Do we see that that's my perfect little box? If I want to keep it from caving in on itself, I'm going to put paper towel on it. Okay? This one's small. I'm only going to stick 2 little pieces of paper towel in it. I do try to fold that in so I don't have to worry about the little edges. Nope, it's too much. If you have too much, yeah, but I don't put too much in. See? It's going to help my box from caving in on itself. That's all it's there for. On the bottom, you're going to take your time to put your year. Right? What year did we make these? 2017, right? Do we see it? It's on there, 2017, and I'm going to put a V on here so I know that it's mine. But not so much so that I can't give this to a student if they need one in a pinch. Right? So again, I'm going to make sure that my sides are all staying together. Nothing's pushing apart. And I can carve all these circles in it either later today, because I'll be in here all day, or you guys can do it on day 2. Right? Are there any questions?